personally hoping for the elevation of mobile budgets and mobile advertising away from kind of small experimental aspirations into broad digital media plans. So I spent a lot of time trying to convince my clients to not delineate between mobile and digital, and I think finally we're at a place where there's enough scale in the mobile marketplace for advertisers to find audiences on mobile devices and PC devices and tablet devices, just as if they were kind of a single platform. You now have this tactile immersive experience that you don't have on the PC web, so you can tilt your phone and you can touch your phone and you can actually have a much more interactive experience than you can on the PC web. This device as an advertising component represents the ability to have 100% share of voice in ad environments that typically don't, so the PC web doesn't really afford advertisers and consumers a real focus. I think there's so much distraction going on that advertising isn't very effective anymore. I think there are natural places for advertising to live within mobile experiences, so load times in games, leveling, etc. So I think there's a much more natural flow for that sort of experience on a mobile device than on most other environments. So the trend that is most curious to me, and I don't think it's fully developed, but I'm going to give it 12 to 18 months to do so, is what happens with the consumer behavior around check-in. So whether you're at a concert or a theater or even in a restaurant, you see people picking up their phone and doing something, and whether they're taking a picture, whether they're tweeting, whether they're checking into a retail establishment, I think for the most part that's still a fairly narrow activity. I think that those platforms are going to get more mature. I think the more mature they get and the more focused on revenue they get, the broader they'll become across consumer aspirations. So that's a real interest to me this year. I think now you can reach consumers in totally unique ways. So you can find them based on geo, gender, behavior, weather, and because you can do that, I think you're going to see the lines of demarcation switch. I think we're going to find audiences where we can find them. We're going to chase performance, and right now performance is considerably better on the mobile web than it is on the PC web. So for us, I think we're going to see, I don't know about major budgets shifting in the next 12 months, but we'll start to see mobile go from experimental budgets to core parts of plans, and hopefully it'll just become embedded into the digital spend that we have broadly for clients. I have a bunch of apps that I'm in love with now. One of them is the Instagram app. I think it's far and away my favorite of the photo sharing apps. Very seamlessly kind of allows you to insert interesting pictures into a photo stream. I'm addicted to Words with Friends. I use OpenTable and Pandora and Netflix. So I think a lot of the apps and content sites that I use on the PC web are even better on the mobile web. But there's always something that replaces the last thing I fell in love with.